Hello. Today is Wednesday, May 6, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Bloomberg, India's largest LNG buyer, Petronet LNG, is still facing uncertainty over shipments from Qatar as the ongoing Iran war disrupts flows through the vital Strait of Hormuz. Iran remains one of OPEC top exporters, and India is heavily reliant on LNG imports for nearly half its natural gas consumption, mainly sourcing supplies from Qatar, Iran, and Australia. With the renewed conflict in the region, energy flows through choke points like the Strait of Hormuz are in jeopardy. Petronet LNG confirmed on May 6 that it is closely monitoring supply risks due to escalating tensions in Iran, while traders point to an 8% surge in global LNG prices in just the past day, both tied to the regional conflict. At the same time, crude tanker traffic through the strait has dropped by 10% since May 5, directly impacting Indian refiners. In the short term, India could experience spikes in LNG prices and may need to renegotiate contracts with Persian Gulf suppliers, while medium-term challenges could include natural gas shortages for Indian industry and higher energy costs. As global trade routes adjust, there might be a shift toward increased reliance on U.S., Australian, and Russian LNG. This volatility could ultimately heighten investment in energy diversification and long-term security measures. Turning to regional security, Business Insider reports that U.S. Apache and Seahawk helicopters have been actively clearing threats around the Strait of Hormuz by sinking several Iranian small boats as U.S. forces work to ensure safe passage for commercial traffic. The strait, which sees up to 20% of the world's oil transit its waters, has seen mounting tensions following attacks on shipping, raising alarm over the waterway's security and reliability. U.S. response has included deploying naval assets and working in tandem with UK Royal Navy forces. In fact, a joint US-UK patrol was conducted on May 5 to reaffirm freedom of navigation. The Pentagon also announced the deployment of additional aerial surveillance to the region, citing a spike in Iranian naval activity, while CENTCOM issued coalition alerts warning commercial shippers of heightened risks from IRC units. In the near future, this increased U.S. military presence might deter further attacks, but also raises chances of direct clashes with Iranian forces. Any major disruption in the strait would send shockwaves through global oil prices and supply chains, impacting leading economies. Persistent instability could spark long-term investment in alternate shipping routes and energy infrastructure, and if no diplomatic progress is achieved, there's a risk of broader regional conflict involving more players. Finally, New Scientist highlights a groundbreaking collaboration in quantum computing, where two quantum computers joined forces with two supercomputers to break the record for simulating the largest molecule yet using quantum hardware. Quantum computing leverages quantum mechanics to perform calculations well beyond the capacity of classical computers, and molecular simulation helps scientists understand the behavior of molecules at an atomic level. This collaboration, led by IBM and the University of Tokyo, achieved a new milestone in quantum molecular simulation accuracy, detailed in IBM's announcement from May 6, 2026. At the same time, Google Quantum AI published new results showing improved error correction when simulating complex protein folding processes. These breakthroughs spell major near-term benefits for pharmaceutical companies, with the potential to speed up the search for new drug candidates through enhanced molecular modeling. In the medium term, such collaborations could enable the design of cutting-edge catalysts and sustainable materials, disrupt existing computational chemistry approaches, and shift the balance of global technological leadership toward those nations most invested in quantum research and talent development. Now, onto the markets. International equities rose with strong gains out of France, where the EWQ climbed over 3%, and the Netherlands, led higher by EWN's 3% daily jump. Italy's EWI also posted nearly a 2.8% advance for the session, while China large-cap names crept up modestly. In the U.S., the S&P 500 pushed higher, up around 1% on the day, continuing its recent positive momentum. Semiconductor stocks dominated sector performance as stocks surged close to 4%, boosted by substantial rallies from Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD, soaring over 16%, and Nvidia, up more than 4% as well. Oracle advanced strongly within tech favorites, gaining more than 3%, but Adobe edged lower for the day. Commodities were mixed. Gold and silver both advanced, with silver up over 5%, while U.S. oil prices fell sharply, dropping more than 7%. Among today's top gainers, Ernexa Therapeutics warrants ERNA skyrocketed by over 100%, and Intravision Communications EVC soared almost 88%. On the losing side, ESCO Technologies tumbled nearly 89% and Primoris Services slid nearly 50%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.